tonight. It is December 3rd. We're not sure who authorized that, but it's pretty clear that winter is finally here in New England. We appreciate your time, whether you're watching us live or joining us later. We would love, while you're here, if you would like our videos, share our videos, subscribe to our channel, and help us grow and get the word out about Golden Anchor Quilting. Izzy said stop. Okay, we're checking on technology here. Just in case we're live, I'm gonna keep smiling and talking like we're doing what we're supposed to do. Yeah, I told you. And okay, are we good? Okay, no, it's okay. So fun times here with technology. We got a new camera and it processes things much faster than our computer does. And so Izzy was trying to see if everything was working, and to her it looked like it wasn't, but I think it actually is. So thank you again for joining us. Please share, like our videos, share our videos, and subscribe to our channel. We are Golden Anchor Quilting, located here in Claremont, New Hampshire. I'm Louisa Grindle. I own Golden Anchor Quilting with my husband, Darren. We are a husband and wife team. We run this small local community quilt shop where we have fabric, thread, notions, patterns, inspiration, classes, events, long arm services, sewing machine repair, and most of all, and most importantly, our community. And we like to say where community is the fabric of our dreams. We'd love to have you come in person and spend time with us. If you're farther away, check out our website, continue to visit with us on YouTube here, and engage with the community in whatever way you can. It's a pretty magical place, and we're really proud of what the community does to support each other. We ask a question every week that we use to draw a winner for the sample we sew in that week's tutorial. And tonight's question is, do you watch TV or listen to music in the background while you sew? And if you do, what genre or style do you like to have in the background? By answering that question in the chat tonight, Izzy will put your name into our wheel of names, and at the end of our broadcast, we'll draw a winner for the sample we sew on tonight's show. With all of that intro under our belts, we're going to shift over to some talking about what's new in the shop, and we can go right over to the overhead camera there is. And I will grab some things from behind me. Are we here? Right, I know. Okay, it's okay. So these are some of the new fabrics. This is one line of new fabrics that we got in with the unicorns and princesses and wonderfulness, and we mixed it with some of our glisten, which is a new blender line we're carrying here. And these are two brand new Sassy Sunflower bundles that are here at the shop. So those are our half pack quilts program with Sassy Sunflower quilts. They are 5 half-yard cuts that we curate from fabric in our shop, and you get to choose the bundle of fabric and the pattern of your choice. There are 9 quilt patterns or the tippy tote to choose from. The whole bundle is $37.99. The super duper exciting news this week is that we have some of our half pack quilts online now. So we actually have half pack quilt bundles on our website, and folks can order them from afar and enjoy them. We're working to get the ones that we already had in the shop uploaded into that space. We're working with our inventory management system. But in the meantime, I think we got 9. Didn't we get 9 uploaded, Izzy? I think. 8 or 9 of them are on there for fun from distances. So these are 2 of the new bundles that should be up there on the website for you from a line of fabric we also have on bolts. And then this sweet line with the kitties and the flowers and the paisleys. And we mixed in 2 pastel glistens to make this bundle. So we've got this Sassy Sunflower half pack quilt bundle as well on our website. So those are some bundles that are new with our half pack quilts program. And then behind me, I'm going to bring over the focus print so that we can kind of get the idea of this line. Oh my deliciousness. I cannot get enough of this line. This is called On Dragonfly Wings. And it just tickles all of my pleasure centers in my brain. It's my colors, it's my style. I love dragonflies. It comes in the darker colorway, the lighter colorway. There's a little bit of glisten and shimmer on some of the bolts. I don't know if you can see that with our camera up there. There's a panel in this line with big dragonfly focuses. Just absolutely wonderful. And then there are some of these beaded medallion fabrics as well, in the purple, the teal, and the blue. There's a border stripe print, which we've talked recently on one of our YouTube videos about border stripe prints and what to do with them. So these are just yummy, yummy. And we haven't made any half-pack quilt bundles out of this yet because it just came in, but we will, don't worry. And then they will be on our website. I just saw Shelly come through. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Belinda. Hi, Quilt Father. Oh, no. On Dragonfly Wings is not a batik. It is quilting cotton. It has depth of color like a batik, but it does in fact have a wrong side of the fabric, unlike a batik. So Aunt Ellen's on. Yay, Aunt Ellen. I'm so glad you're feeling well enough to sit up or maybe just lay down and watch us. Aunt Ellen is home nursing a cold and working to get back here when she's no longer contagious. But yes, this is just such a yummy, yummy line. So we're excited to have this. And we got the entire collection. So there isn't a single bolt of this that we don't have. These are all the focus fabrics that we have in the studio tonight. But we also got the coordinates and the blenders that go with this line. So I think we're going to have some fabulous kits and some fabulous half-pack quilts made up with this line. And we are also, I think next week, going to share with you on YouTube the quilts that go with this line and see if we can get a consensus of which kit folks would like us to build with this incredibly delicious fabric. So that's on Dragonfly Wings. Oh, and the coordinates are variations of this. So it has, again, a little bit of metallic on it. This is the black one, but there's all different colors of the coordinates that go with on Dragonfly Wings. So, really fun. Oh, Jean, you're enjoying the colors with your second cataract done? I'm glad you can see the colors after your surgery. That's awesome. So yeah, those are some of the new bundles and yeah, and new fabric. Okay, so let's move into classes. What can I talk about with classes? Okay. On Dragonfly Wings should be on the website. You know what? All of those that are in the studio tonight are already uploaded. The coordinates are not. Give me until like tomorrow at noon to get those coordinates onto the website so that you can order them all together. Oh, and Quilt Father and Jean, we did get your second package of ornaments. So we've got everything to get the 16 ornaments for Saturday's ornament swap. So thank you so much. This is December 12th. This is part of our 12 months of gifts program. We do a different project every month to keep people focused on things that they can make quickly and give as gifts throughout the year. We're going to run this program again next year. Next year, we're going to have a really cool opportunity where we actually share all 12 months of projects at the start of the year, and people can sign up for 5 or more to enjoy discounts on the remainder of the classes. But this month, December 12th, we are going to have this t-shirt style bag that the sample we made up in sort of a Christmassy holiday winter fabric with a sweet lining here. But you can see when it opens and the base goes down, it's got those gusseted sides like a t-shirt bag from the grocery store. And I think it'll be a really fun one. This class on December 12th will run at 10:30 and 4:30. So there's 2 opportunities to enroll in 12 months of gifts. Izzy, can we pop up pillowcase? So we have our pillowcase club that we have here at Golden Anchor Quilting, and pillowcase is running 3 times in the next week. So you could come Thursday this week at 5:30, or Friday at 10:30 in the morning, or Sunday at 10:30 in the morning and make a pillowcase with us. These are some examples in the photo that Izzy's got up for you of pillowcases that were made by our most recent Pillowcase Club attendees. It's a very beginner-friendly class. You don't have to come with any real skill set. We teach you, but if you have the skills and you still want to come and learn how to make a pillowcase, it's a really fun class to be in. And the class is $15. Materials are typically less than 20, and you just get to be here and have fun with everybody. And we are hosting our first private class here in the classroom on Wednesday, December 11th. They didn't choose the pillowcase, they chose something else, but it's going to be really fun. We're excited about that. It was hearing about the pillowcase opportunity that led them to have their company holiday party here at Golden Anchor Quilting, making sewing stuff. So we're excited about that. Our ornament swap is this Saturday, all 16 people. Beautiful ornaments. We've got 3 sets completed here in the shop waiting to be given away, and we'll have a 4th completed set soon. Some folks are participating virtually, so we'll get those the Zoom links out to folks who are participating from farther away. And what can we put up? Oh, Sunday is mobile sharpening. I forgot about the scissors. So if you have scissors or pinking shears that you need sharpened, whether they are, simple ones like this with for paper use, or your nicer sewing scissors, on Sunday, Rick will be here from 10:30 to about 3. He'll sharpen your scissors or pinking shears while you're shopping, $10 a pair, and he will also sharpen them if you drop them off ahead of time. So if you want to drop scissors or pinking shears off with us before Sunday and pick them up later, they will be back up and running in time for the rest of your holiday crafting. So that is Sunday, December 8th. We have 2 more open sews this year. We have one this Thursday, December 5th, and one Thursday, December 19th. And we're all the way to January as far as the class calendar goes. Izzy, can you pop up Calico Cat for me? Thank you. So this incredibly adorable Calico Cat quilt series is going to be happening with Anne Blackburn, who ran our wonderfully successful, all wrapped up Dachshund quilt series. So we figured we did something for the dog folks. Now we got to do something for the cat folks. So this is the quilt that we chose. It works with 3 charm packs, some background fabric, and a border print. It's going to be a 3-week series like the All Wrapped Up was. You're going to learn how to make fabric cats as well as flying geese to go around them. And because it's Anne, and Anne is awesome, this class is going to include lunch all 3 times you come to attend. So that's on the calendar for January. We're excited about that. It's on Wednesdays. Oh, goodness gracious. I think it starts the 2nd Wednesday of the month. I forgot to write down dates. If it ain't one thing, it's another. And then, you ready for Mo to Love is? Oh, I have Mo to Love. Izzy doesn't have Mo to Love. So Lynn Simino is returning to our classroom to teach Mo to Love again. We had so much fun with this last year with Lynn that she is returning and teaching this for us. This is the charm pack size of Mo to Love, which is a charm pack and 3/4 yard of background and a little bit of border. Makes about a 36 by 36 quilt. Wonderful baby quilt size, table topper, wall hanging. It's made with half square triangles and some solid squares and a border. And when you sign up for this class, you can do this either in the charm pack size, which is 5-inch squares, or the mini charm, which is 2.5-inch squares, or the layer cake, which is 10-inch squares. And when you attend, you get to choose which size you're making. It's the same process. The mini charm makes a 12-inch square, and the layer cake makes a pretty big, like 72 by 72 quilt. And Ellen just said, Mo to Love is a great project. She knows firsthand that it's a great project because she attended Lynn's class last year and made one. And it was one of the first quilts of her getting back into quilting, and she enjoyed it. Some of our recent all-inclusive Learn to Quilt graduates at the time attended this class and also enjoyed it. So it's a wonderful one. We decided to bring it back. So it's coming back in January. And it's on a weekend because Lynn works during the week, and that's when she can come play with us. So that'll be coming up in January as well. Also coming in January is Hollow Star. We've done this table runner before. We did it in January of this year, I think, actually. Really fun, 3 fat quarters and some background fabric. Jean, our sewing machine repair person here, Jean Corliss, did the free motion quilting on this exquisite piece here. And this is with some of the all New England shop hop fabrics that we kitted up. We're still waiting for the pattern, but we're very hopeful it's going to get here in time for January. And if not, we will drop back and punt just like we always do. So this is on the January calendar, Hollow Star Table Runner. And we're going to run another round of all-inclusive Learn to Quilt. That is our soup to nuts, stem to stern, everything you need to finish your first quilt. If you have anybody in your life who has been thinking about learning to quilt, this would be a phenomenal holiday gift for them. It's a 6-week series. It's on Sundays in January, starting on January 12th. And we're going to meet from noon to 3 for 5 weeks in a row, have a 1-week break, and then the 7th week, which is the 6th class, when we come back, they bind the quilt and it is done. So this is absolutely everything they need to learn how to make their first quilt. Our most recent class is coming in this week on Wednesday, and they're going to finish their quilt tops and check them in for long arming. So we're really excited about this program. It's been introducing so many people to this incredible art slash addiction, and we are having so much fun with it. So if you know someone who wants to learn, all-inclusive Learn to Quilt would be a great gift for them. She gnomes. Oh my goodness. Can I just tell you? I'm going to take a breath, because when I have been stalking, really stalking is the right word, really positively stalking, but stalking Paula Tobin on Facebook with her company, She Gnomes, for, I don't know, at least a year now. And trying to find the right time to ask her to please come to Golden Acre Quilting and teach workshops on her adorable gnomes. So she came into the shop last week, and just another person in the shop, and I said hi, and I was talking to her, just, anybody's here. I'd never seen her face, so I didn't know who she was. And she was talking about her craft fair circuit, and then she said, yeah, I'm almost done for the year, and whew, it'll be such a relief to be done with all of that. And I said, oh, what do you make for craft fairs? And she said, oh, gnomes. And hard stop. I turned, and I looked at her, and I said, oh, are you She Gnome? And just like that. And she said, I am. A little bit hesitant, but I am. I said, oh my gosh, I think I actually squealed. It was a thing. I did. Izzy was here. She witnessed it. I think the term that the youth use these days is fangirl. I just was ecstatic that she was here in our shop, in our community, and that I could talk to her about teaching a class here. So these are the gnomes that you can come and make here at Golden Acre Quilting on January 14th or January 18th. We have a weekday and a weekend opportunity. It includes, she's going to bring everything for the bodies, the beards, and the noses, and she has this kind of fur trim for the hats and the pom-pom. Golden Acre will be providing the fabrics of your choosing, and we'll have a whole bunch of buttons to embellish them with. But oh my goodness, they're so cute, and they're weighted, so they stand up, which doesn't look good on the overhead camera we have here, but they're so cute. Oh my goodness. I can't get enough of them. I'll stop gushing about the gnomes already, but yes, they're fabulous. Okay, and then are we ready to talk about Bali Love Song? Okay, so Bali Love Song is another class we're bringing back because it went so well the first time. It is a log cabin that makes hearts within an on-point presentation. So there's a lot of great skills to learn in the Bali Love Song quilt. The concept of a log cabin is really fun. How to put a quilt together on point with setting triangles, playing with color. It's jelly roll friendly, so if you want to start with a jelly roll 2.5-inch strips, you can do that. Or you can use regular yardage and cut the strips. It could be monochromatic, it can be bright and colorful, it can be soft, like the example that Izzy's got up in the picture for me. So many opportunities to make this beautiful, but we thought before Valentine's Day comes, we would pop in Bali Love Song because it's log cabins and it is hearts and wonderfulness. So we've got that on the January calendar. We also have the next round of our Tippy Tote class. Tippy Tote is part of the Half Pack Quilts program, and this class we taught it this winter, fall, and we figured out that it really does need to be a multi-day class for everybody to really get the opportunity to construct their bags fully. So this next round that we're running in February is 3 days. Thank you to all of you who came and committed to the extra time and the extra attendance. Your bags are beautiful. Izzy, you want to put that collage up for Tippy Toe too? Oh, she put the collage up. So these are the bags. The bags you're seeing in the picture are the bags that the folks in the class made successfully here with us, with their perseverance and coming for the multiple sessions. So that's an opportunity again in January. And then we also have our Never Give Up class. This is just about pulling those pulling those projects out of time out and giving them some love and attention, getting them off the UFO list, getting them off the PhD list, and just getting them done. So we're going to give you some space and time here in the classroom and some social support to work on those projects that have been put in time out. So that'll be happening in January as well. We figured with New Year's resolutions, that was a great time to pop Never Give Up back on the calendar. Oh my gosh, Jean, did you just say January is only 28 days away? Whew, okay. Not quite ready. I know, well, I only see the comments every once in a while, but I'm working on it. And we're also working on the February calendar. And in February, we're going to have Lynn Simino back in the classroom for Charming Lucy, which is a sweet, sweet, sweet little quilt that we'll be able to show you next week. And we wanted to remind everybody that in March 28th through 30th, we have our big Quilts of Valor event. Registration is officially open on our site, on the class calendar. If you go to March, there are 2 registration options. Either you can register as a sewist or register as a helper. Helpers are folks who are going to be pressing and rotary cutting and hydrating our sewists and keeping everybody rolling with a big, beautiful goal of getting 125 to 150 quilts done with 50 sewers and 50 helpers. We're working on getting kits pre-cut. We're working on getting corporate sponsorship so that we can have lots of wonderful things going on at that mini retreat. Registration is free. We're going to have donated fabrics to work with. You can also donate fabrics. And if you know of a corporation or agency that we should talk to who would be interested in supporting an event like a Quilts of Valor retreat, then let us know. After the March sewing time, we're going to look for folks who are willing to help us get all of those long-armed. And once they are long-armed in May-ish, we're hoping to have a binding party where we get all of those bound, probably back at the VA, to have lots of people together to do that again. And then in later summer, June or July, we're looking to have a presentation of those quilts to veterans with Quilts of Valor at the River Junction VA. And I think that that means we are ready to do our demo. Yeah, we're ready to do our demo, but let's check in on comments before we switch over to that. Oh, Belinda, yes, the 2.0. Yep. You know what, though, Belinda, you're already doing all of the skills that would be in the second round, so we might have to find something more complicated for you to do. All right, let's talk about the kitchen scarf. So I'm just going to get everything up here. The kitchen scarf idea came from one of our recent all-inclusive Learn to Quilt graduates from this summer. He came back in to finish his quilt up and brought me this one. So he brought me this as a gift and a thank you for the class and the learning and the fun. And I said, that's brilliant. You're not hanging your towel on your stove and then opening your stove door and it falls on the floor and then you get a dirty towel. And we are, they're right here. You can just wipe your hands, or if you need to wipe the counter, you've got one ready to wipe the counter, the edge of the sink, or I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. So Terry brought this into me. And Terry, if you're watching, thank you so much for the inspiration. Whether you're watching live or watching later, I know sometimes you join us for YouTube. But thank you. He brought this into me as a thank you. And I think Terry used quilting cotton here and a kitchen towel that he bought commercially, just cut in half and stitched into the end. But what it did was inspire me to look at how we could do that with the toweling that we have here at the shop. And of course, I'm me, so I have to do some modifications. I didn't like necessarily how much bulk and width was around my neck. So in the one that I made up for the sample for the tutorial tonight, we put a little bit of a tuck in the center portion to keep it from being so bulky around your neck. And we used our toweling that we have here at the shop and just put a little hem at the bottom of the towel and then stitched it in just like Terry had done in the example he brought us. And then, you know, it goes on. And if you're 4'10", it drapes down to your knees. But if you're an average height, it's a pretty good length here. No, it's okay. It's okay. You're not much closer to average height. Izzy just offered to come over and show average height, but she's only 5'2", 5'1". Yeah, so not quite at average yet. It's okay. Our whole family is pretty short, but that's okay. All right, so this is our project for tonight. And what you need for this is about 12 inches by width of fabric, which is 1/3 of a yard, of a quilting cotton or whatever fabric you want for the scarf portion. And then 2 18-inch pieces of your toweling. And at the shop, we also have this soft blue one and a multi and a red and white. So we have all 4 of these here at the shop. If you're inspired to come and make some kitchen scarves of your own, if you wanted to expand this project, you could embroider onto the towels before you put them into the project. You could do monogramming. This would be a great wedding present. There's a lot of opportunity, I think, in this project. So that's what we're going to play with tonight in our sample. Have you seen other questions or comments go by in the meantime that I have not been able to see that I should address while I'm sewing? Yes, I talked to Belinda about that already. Oh, there's more? There's more. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I know they can't hear you, so I don't know how to repeat all of that, but Izzy was just mentioning Belinda's comment that she would still like the 2.0 class so that she can actually finish the quilt, and that John Valero was talking about how we gather and we make quilts or get quilts started and then we don't finish them. Oh, there's a declutter challenge starting in January with Karen Brown. We'll have to check that out. Okay, so let's get to our scarf and see if we can get this done and get people on with their evenings. Okay, so what you're going to do to start is have your 12-inch by width of fabric. I cut off the selvages, pressed everything. This half of my scarf is done and ready to be flipped. So we're going to do all of the steps with this half and then flip and have it done. So we've got our piece of toweling here. Now, if this was a commercially purchased towel, you wouldn't need to do the hemming part. You could just get off and sewing and you'd be ready to go. But this is toweling from us that we've cut here off the bolt. So I think we can go over to the sewing camera is. Okay. I don't know about you, but I sew barefoot, or at least with my socks, so I can really connect with the pedal of the machine. That's how I like to do it. So I've got the hem that kind of is flat on that side and has a little bump on this side. So this is the side that I'm going to hem. And what I like to do to hem, or if I'm doing a fold over binding, I also use this technique, is the first fold, I create a 45-degree like that and bring this up. And then when you make the second fold, it squares off at the edge, but tucks in almost like a mitered corner. So that's what I like to use for hemming like this on towels and things like that, but also on my fold over bindings. So just a little tuck in with a 45-degree, and then you fold up the straight edge to meet that 45-degree, and then all the way from the edge there. And a 2.5 stitch length should be fine for this. I'm going rogue and I'm not pressing before I do this. I will probably regret that at some point. um, but you sew across here. And then before you get down to the other side, fold up that 45 and then fold up the straight. And you're ready to go again. And little back stitch to secure. Oh, we've got some community going on about Karen Brown's project. Awesome. I really have to check that out. So then you've got the first part of the rolled hem, and then you roll up the second part and go across. That's a whole debate we could have with our New England audience, is whether it's a cross or a cross. That's a debate we have in our household a lot. Darren is from Millinocket, Maine, and they put that ED or T sound on the end of the word across, and I never did. So we talk about a cross versus a cross in our house. We also talk about sideboard versus counter. You know, maybe that's a weekly question we could ask. What are words that you have conversations about in your household where people use different versions of words? I don't know. I don't know how I would word that. We'd have to figure that out. But all right, then we've got our towel and we've hemmed it. So now we have 3 sides that are hemmed and we have our raw edge here. Are we back on overhead? So that they can see. Okay, perfect. And what we're gonna do is create some folds in the towel so that it meets the middle of our quilting cotton or whatever we've used. And then at the end of it, it's the same width as the quilting cotton tube that we're going to create and kind of pressed. And you know, at the first time you wash it, the like downward pleats are going to disappear. You could always press it again before you put it out in the kitchen, but they're pleated up here into the seam. So they'll kind of stay anchored up here. Oh, dooryard driveway, Belinda. Oh, it's real. Yeah, dooryard driveway. Sideboard, countertop. All right. So with our raw edge, and you could do this with different measurements too. So I'm not going to be too neurotic about the measurements, but what you're aiming to do is fold the towel so that it creates sort of a pleating that will get your whole towel to where it is about half the width of your quilting cotton. So you fidget with it, and then you can measure. I think I had a tape measure here. Thought I had a tape measure here. I've done something special with the tape measure. Interesting. All right, well, I have a huge mat right here. So since we're using 12 inches for our quilting cotton for the center portion of the scarf, we're just going to aim for about 6 inches of folded scarf here. Okay, thank you, Izzy. Here we go. We'll go up to 6 to 12. So you make sure that your pleats are going to create a width at the top that is half the width of your quilting cotton, like that. And then flip your quilting cotton over. I need the mat out of the way. Find your halfway point. There's so much ish here. Okay. Find your halfway point. And then when you flip it, you end up with the center of your folded towel at the center of your flat quilter's cotton. You can press those pleats, but I forgot to plug in an iron, so we're not going to sit here and watch irons heat up because that's a little bit like watching paint dry. And we've got that centered. We've got our pleats down, and then we're going to go over to sewing. And you're going to start by folding the edge of your quilting cotton over nice and snug to the edge of where your towel is folded, and then with about a 3/8 to 1/2 inch seam right at that nice tight fold, sew across, leaving an opening. So leave this kind of flapping, and then fold the other side of your quilting cotton over your folded towel. And again, I don't think I folded this far enough, so I'm going to just tuck it in a little bit more. I don't think I was aggressive enough with my folds. This is not going to be a perfect one, but don't worry, I was much more careful with the sample that I made that we'll give away with the Wheel of Names tonight. You want to end up with about a 1/2 inch of overlap between your two pieces of quilting cotton, but you're not going to stitch those overlaps down. You're going to leave those open, skip over that middle section, leaving it open, and then stitch the other half of your towel with some back stitching at that edge. And then you might need overhead for just a second. You're going to bring those two together like this and sew about halfway to the other towel, leaving an opening so that you can turn it when you're done. So before I flip the towel, pins or marking tools. You know, Jean, you gotta, I'm not really a pin or marking tool kind of girl. I'm much more of a wing it and see how it goes. And especially when I'm feeling like I should get this done and you know, help everybody get on with their evening. So I should have marked it. I should have used pins or clips or something, but I'm going to show you that it works even if you don't. Oh, it's Louisa, you know, fly by the seat of my pants. Anyway, so you're going to get those lined up and you're going to stitch so that you're leaving an opening for turning. And again, I used about a 1/2 inch to 3/8 seam allowance on this part. And so we're here. We want to make sure we don't get the folded towel into this seam. Can we go back to sewing, Boo? And go. All right. We're going to start at the edge there. Pins. Pins. You know, look, I have pins. They're right here with me. Did I use them? No. Negative. No, our household is not an easy way kind of household. Our household is a, you know, learn the hard way. The new term we learned from one of our quilters in the Flying Geese. She's a kindergarten teacher. No, she's a first grade teacher. And she said the new term is productive struggle, how you learn from your mistakes. And you can see, oops, I didn't line that up because I didn't pin, right, Jean? All of my really precise sewers are probably like needing a Xanax right now because I'm just winging it. Where are my itch sewers? Where are my people who are like, it's good enough, it's good enough? Join me in the rebellion against pins and marking tools. We're going to backstitch just a little bit. And so that will stay as we flip. And then we're going to reach into our tube. Overhead again, I think. Okay, perfect. Reach into our tube, pull our towel ends out. When we made the tippy toes, when we were turning them right side out, we said it's a little bit like birthing your bag. You know, gotta get it through the turning hole there. And then you're here. Oh, look, see, I definitely should have pinned. So you know, if you had pinned and been careful, then your towel would not be sticking out from your inner hole. But you know what? We can recover from that by just flipping that, just like we were going to top stitch it anyway. It's going to be perfectly okay. All right, here we go. Back over to sewing. Yeah, thank you, Aunt Ellen, for being one of my ish sewers. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. You know what? I love my precise sewers too. Those are the people who can make incredibly beautiful, incredibly complicated things magically because they're so precise and they're so beautiful. And at times with my ish sewing, I get frustrated with my work and I get upset that it's not as perfect and wonderful as I'd like it to be. But I just find I struggle to find the patience to be one of those more precise sewers. So it's going to be what it's going to be. And we're going to just top stitch across to secure the towel here with the quilting cotton, back stitching at the ends. And you know what? Because I missed my towel in my lack of precision in that moment, I'm going to go back and do a second line of top stitching here just to make sure that that stays friendly and intact. Such a doodle. Oh, you can't find, yeah, Mom, I know. Mom says she can't find the pins. And, you know, I actually did plan ahead and put pins. They're right here. They're here. They're here with me in a box, but I didn't use them, obviously. This side, I think I may have used some pins and marking because it's a little more precise and a little bit more even in the folding. But, you know, it's okay. It's still going to function and be a wonderful kitchen scarf towel for someone. But we decided to do this one this week because we were thinking this would be something that people could still whip up in time for the holidays, especially if you skip the step of the of hemming the towel and go ahead and buy something commercial that you can cut in half. You could probably whip this up in 10-15 minutes. Don't think, oh no, Jean, I didn't mean to call you rigid. I'm so sorry, Jean. We love you. You're wonderful. It was that you were offering the suggestion that pins or marking tools might have helped me in that moment. And you're right, they would have. And it would have been way more precise than I ended up with. So we're going to go back to overhead for a minute. Oh, well, you know, while I was sewing, maybe? Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it was a step. It's okay. Izzy missed going back over to sewing. See, we're such a winging it kind of people. All right. So with this, again, I didn't turn the iron on, so I'm just kind of using my fingers to get this opening where we turned our towel through kind of lined up and folded in. And I'm going to go back over to sewing. I got to say those things out loud so that Izzy knows. And if you wanted this to look more uniform and not just have this machine top stitching over the opening where you are completing that hole, you could do this top stitching all the way down both sides of the whole kitchen scarf. And it would be a beautiful little touch, and there would be nothing wrong functionally with the towel, and it wouldn't look like you had tried to close a hole there. So perfectly acceptable to either just close the hole or stitch all the way down both sides. And then this is where you kind of get to make the decision about whether you don't mind the kitchen scarf. We can go back to overhead. If you don't mind the kitchen scarf like this wide at the back of your neck, you could leave it just like this. But if you would like something a little bit narrower, just around the portion that goes around the back of your neck, all I did was for a little bit longer than the opening that I left to turn, I just folded this in half like this and did top stitching along both edges that closed it into about half the width of what I had going on around my towel space. So again, a design choice, a preference, you know, whichever way you want that to be. And your kitchen towel scarf is done and ready to use and be gifted and enjoyed and all kinds of wonderful things. So, any questions about top stitching decorates everything? You're right, Dean. It does. A little bit of top stitching can hide a multitude of sins, I think. And, you know, sometimes some decorative top stitching just takes the eyes away from where you don't want people looking. And other times, it's really wonderful. And if you haven't tried top stitching with 12-weight thread, I should do something with 12-weight thread and show you folks how awesome that is. A 12-weight thread is the biggest thread that you can put through your domestic machine with a slightly bigger needle. But the top stitching with a 12-weight thread is wonderful. I'm going to try to find a tutorial we can do with 12-weight thread so I can show you how wonderful that is with top stitching with that. And having said all of that, being done with the demo, it is time for Quilt of the Week. So as we're going to go back to the main camera, it's okay. It's our 4K camera. My voice isn't going to match my face. We're going to get over it. um, and I'm going to try to get this to come across. Here we go. This big beauty is the quilt of the week this week. This is one of our, so she is a self-proclaimed beginning quilter, however. As you can see from the beauty of this, she's kind of surpassed beginner and going into certainly confident or advanced beginner. She makes many of these this size every year and gifts them to more of the generations that are below her. So I think she started with her children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. She's just kind of working her way through her family. And she makes these beautiful quilts. She always picks backs that have character and really add to the pizzazz of the quilt. This is a wide back we have here at the shop. We bind her quilt for her. So this is an example of our binding service as well. And it is just, this is all my colors, first of all. Well, I'm a rainbow girl, but this is the colors that I lean towards when I have a choice. Those teals, those purples, just deliciousness. It's absolutely wonderful. Spectacular, yes. Ellen, or Elise, I think it is. Yep, sorry, looking at a screen really far away. Beautiful, wonderful, amazing. We're not going to mention names so that somebody who's supposed to get this as a gift doesn't find out that it's been made for them before it gets gifted to them. But she is a wonderful member of our community, and we are so thankful for the fact that she keeps at it and keeps bringing them to us, and we get to enjoy the beauty. She really likes working with Cape Passat fabrics. This is actually sort of a deviation from her norm in that it's batiks. The other quilts, I would say probably 90% of the other quilts that we've done for her have been with Cape Passat fabric, which makes it a whole other level. I'm a big fan of those fabrics as well, and I can't wait to have them here in our shop. We're working with Shelly to get those here. And yeah, gorgeous, love it. Yes. The long arm quilting looks great. Thank you, Quilt Father, for your compliments to Darren. We'll let him know. He's actually in there long arm quilting right now. He's keeping everything running for us while we run the YouTube this week. So that's our quilt of the week. We have a gift card to draw from folks who paid with cash or check. This is actually for 2 weeks because we took a break last week. Whew. We just needed to settle into the holiday weekend and, over here. Okay. We needed to settle in for the holiday weekend and have a little break. We figured everybody would be busy getting ready for Thanksgiving, and so we took last week off. So this is 2 weeks worth of paying with cash or check, and the winner is Sue Taylor. Sue, actually, I think this just went in today. Sue came in and registered for the Calico Cat class. She made the all wrapped up quilt when we did the dog class, and she donated to a dog rescue, and now she's signing up for the Calico Cat class so that she can donate that to a cat rescue. So I think this is a well-deserved win for that. And Sue, if you're not watching tonight, we'll give you a call, and if you are watching, congratulations. And our last prize drawing for the week is the Wheel of Names. So folks who have answered our question of do you watch TV or listen to music while you are quilting are entered in our Wheel of Names to win the sample that we've made this week. Bev Ledoux. Bev, congratulations. You stop in all the time. We won't worry about shipping this to you. We will have it here for you. I'll make sure you get the one that was done with a little more precision and a little less ish. All right, I think it's the time for us to just remind you to watch our videos, like our videos, share our content, and subscribe to our channel. It helps us get the word out about how awesome it is to be here at Golden Anchor Quilting and how wonderful we feel when people come see us and how wonderful it feels to come see us here at Golden Anchor Quilting, where community is the fabric of our dreams.